Okay, we're going to do some more subtracting of mixed numbers. Only this time our subtracting we have to rename or borrow. So this is a little trickier, so make sure you ask questions. I would prefer, if I'm not busy, that you call me over and we work these together after you watch the first video. If not, let's bear through this. To practice for a run, Kara is running 2.5 miles. When she reaches the end of her street, she knows that she's already ran 1 5/6 of a mile. How many miles does she have left to run? So we know that we need to subtract the problem. So we can rename the first mixed number. And how we do that, we estimate the difference first. Let's do that. So if I have 2.5, that's 3. And if I have 1 5/6, that's 2. So 3 take away 2 equals 1. So we're going to estimate our answer is about 1. All right. So find the common denominator. So let's do that. If I look, I have 2 and 6, which is the same as having 12, because 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. So they multiplied these two together to get their 12. Not sure why they did that, but so then we have to rechange this. So 2 times what got me to 12? 2 times 6, so 1 times 6. So now I have 2 and 6 12s. And if I do this one, I would do 1, 6 times 2. So now I have 1 and 10 12s. Now I can just subtract that across, and I have 2 take away 1 is 1. And 6 take away 10, I can't do. So now I got to think of something else to do because that doesn't work. But I can't, if I only have 6, I can't take 10 away. But I do have these 2 right here. I can borrow from that and think of it as 1 plus 1 plus 6 twelves equals 1 plus 12 12. So if I change that one whole one to the same thing as our common denominator, because we don't want to get rid of our common denominator, 12 12s, I could take it to 12 12s plus 6 12s. So now I have 1 and 18 12s. So if I have 1 and 18 12s, 2, that would be the same thing as, well, if I went to 12 here, that would be the same thing as 1 and 18 12s. Now can I subtract 10 12s from there? You betcha I can. I can do 1 take away 1 is 1, or 0, and 18 take away 12, or 10 is 8 12s, which I could simplify because they're both even numbers, but if I also look at them, I know they're both multiples of 4. So if I divide them both by 4, I'm going to get 2/3. 2/3 is my answer. 2/3 is really close to 1, so that makes it reasonable. Another way to do it, which some people really like doing, is they look at this, writing an equivalent using a common denominator. So they rename their mixed numbers as a fraction once they get this. Let's go back to our common denominator. This time we're going to use 6 because we know 6 is closer to the real common denominator, or is the least common multiple of the least common denominator, because it's 2, 4, 6, and 6. So 2 times what got me to 6? 2 times 3. So 1 times 3 over 6. And here I would have 5 6 again. And as you can see, if I have 5 6, I cannot subtract these two, because if I only have 3, there's no way I can take 5 out of there. So we've got those. Now we want to go back and guess what? We can change our mixed number into a fraction. Huge lesson here. You can always do this because sometimes it's easier to work with. So we have to rename both of them from a mixed number. So if we do that, is how you change that is you first don't even think about, so we have 2 and 3 6, which we came up with here. And to change this to a fraction, we have to take our whole number times our denominator, which is 12, plus 3. So now we have 12 plus 3 is 15 over 6. We have an improper fraction, which we know about, but we now have gotten rid of this right here and changed it to 15 over 6. And we have to do the same thing to our other one. So once again, we go back here. In order to change a mixed number to a fraction, you take your whole number times the denominator, which is 6, plus your numerator. So now we have 11 over 6. Now we can subtract, because if we subtract these, we get 4. We have 4, 6. Now if I look at this is it's still not in its simplest form, so what can I do with it? Well, I know I can divide them both by 2, so if I divide them both by 2, I get 2/3, which is the same as the answer I got back here as 2/3. So we're going to practice a couple of these together, do some estimating first and then figuring them out. You really have to decide, do you like to borrow from the whole number, which we did here, and change our fraction to an improper fraction that way, or do you like to just change your mixed number? I showed you a video beforehand on both those ways. If you're not sure, please ask and we'll work on it. So please do the rest of this page, do this page, and that will be enough for today. Those will be your assignments.